Hello, my dear boys. Hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty. Welcome to my online physics class. Good morning, everyone. We are discussing on 2020 board question solution, and today's our topic is SSC Mymensingh board 2020, and today we will discuss on question number 2. Okay, so let's see our today's creative question. So my dear boys, this is our today's creative question. Okay, so the STEM are scenario 1, an object is thrown vertically upward with a velocity 20 meter per second. Acceleration due to gravity of that place is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, and the scenario 2 is the mass of the object in figure. Here this is our figure. Okay, figure is 50 gram and the object is allowed to fall freely. Okay, at C, point C, this is our point C. Here the kinetic energy will be doubled of potential energy. This is a condition. Okay, at point C the kinetic energy will be double of potential energy. Okay, and the total distance from ground is total height. Here total height from ground is 100 meter, and we have two places, one is D and one is C. Here the height of D from ground is H, and at point C the object is travel this height. Okay, travel height of H. Okay, so this is our STEM, and the questions are: question A, what is called fluid friction? Okay, question B, why is the bottom surface of shoe designed with grooves? Okay, question number C, how much time will the object take to reach the maximum height in scenario 1? Okay, according to the information of scenario 2, we need to solve question number C. And question D is, in case of scenario 2, okay, the total energy of the body at point C and D remains same. Give your opinion through analysis. Okay, I am repeat the question D again. In case of scenario 2, here you see the 2.1 is D and another is C. Okay, in case of scenario 2, the total energy of the body at point C and D remains same. Give your opinion through analysis. Okay, so this is our creative question. Now we will try to solve this creative question step by step. Here our question A is, what is called fluid friction? Okay. So the answer is the frictional force that is experienced by an object when it moves in a liquid or gaseous substance is called fluid friction. Okay, I am repeat it again. The frictional force that is experienced by an object when it moves in a liquid or gaseous substance is called fluid friction. Our question B is, why is the bottom surface of shoe designed with grooves? Okay, so the answer is the bottom of shoes are grooves because grooves allow small items such as sand or mud or water some place to go sooner, allowing the surface to regain contact with the ground sooner as it slides. Okay, so the bottom surface of shoe designed with grooves. Now we will try to solve question number C. Here the question is, how much time will the object take to reach the maximum height in scenario 1? Okay, so from scenario 1, given that initial velocity u equal to 20 meter per second, okay, acceleration due to gravity on that place is g equal to 9.8 meter per second square. At maximum height, we know that at maximum height the final velocity will be 0. So we can write at maximum height the final velocity v equal to 0 meter per second, and we need to determine the time to take reach in the highest point of the highest maximum height. Okay, so we know that here the body is, an object is thrown vertically upward. An object is thrown vertically upward. So the direction of the gravitational acceleration, the direction is the opposite of gravitational acceleration. So we can write v equal to u minus gt. Okay, so from this equation we can write t equal to u minus v divided by g. So putting the value of this parameter, and after calculating we get the value t equal to 2.04 second. Okay, so we can say that the object is reached the maximum height in 2.04 second. Okay, so my dear boys, this is the solution for question number C. Now we will try to solve question number D. Here the question is, in case of scenario 2, the total energy of the point C and D remains same. Give your opinion through analysis. Okay, so firstly we will try to determine the total energy at point C. Okay, so this is our figure, here this is our point C, and this point C is situated at the height 100 minus h from ground. Okay, and the object is traveling at height h to reach at point C. Okay, so here given that, and the total height is 100 meter. Okay, and given that the mass of the object m equal to 50 gram, and we need to convert it kg because the SI unit of mass is kg. Okay, so divided it 1000, we can convert it in kg unit. Okay, so 50 by 1000 equal to 0.05 kg. Okay, now according to the question at point C, here at scenario 2 we have given a point that at C kinetic energy will be doubled of potential energy at point C. So the condition is kinetic energy is equal to the double of the potential energy. Okay, so according to the kinetic energy, we know that Ek equal to half of mv square and Ep equal to mgh. Okay, for determining the potential energy, you should remember that the height will be from at ground. So for point C, the point is situated at height from ground is 100 minus h, because the object is travel h at height h to reach at point C, and the total height of this stem is 100 meter. Okay, so this portion will be 100 minus h. Okay, now so we can write half of mv square equal to m to mg h. Here h is 100 minus h. Okay, so now we need to determine the velocity at point C. Okay, from the equation of motion we know that v square equal to u square plus twice as, or v square equal to u square plus twice gh. Okay, so we can write half of m u square plus twice gh equal to multiplying this 200 mg minus 2 mgh. Okay, or here the initial velocity, the object is fall from, suppose point A, which is at the highest point of the object. Okay, so we know that at highest point there will be no velocity, or velocity will be 0. Okay, so here the initial velocity is 0. So multiplying this part and this part, we get 2 and 2 cancel. So we have mgh equal to 200 mg minus 2 mgh. Okay, so we can write 3 mgh equal to 200 mg, or 3h here, mg cancel, so 3h equal to 200, and after calculating we get the height h equal to 66.67 meter. So we can say that the object is travel 66.67 meter to reach at point C. Okay, so in this part we get the height h equal to, not total height, here traveling part of this height for this object is equal to 200 by 3 or 66.67 meter. Okay. Now we need to determine the total energy at point C. So here A is equal to 66.67 meter. Okay. So the total energy at point C is EC equal to EKC plus EPC. Here EKC is the kinetic energy at point C and EPC is the potential energy at point C. Now the kinetic energy at point C is EKC equal to half of mv square. Now we need to determine the velocity at point C. Okay. So we can write according to the equation of motion, we can write v square equal to ev square plus twice gh. Okay. So here the initial velocity will be 0 because the object is falling from a steady state. Okay. So the initial velocity will be 0. Okay. Then we can write 2 to cancel, so we can write mgh, and putting the value of this parameter and calculating, we get EKC equal to 32.668 joule. Okay. And potential energy at point C is EPC equal to mg. Here the height will be from ground. So from ground the height of point C is 100 minus h. Okay. So we can write mg into 100 minus h. Okay. And putting this parameter and calculating, we get the energy, the potential energy at point C is 16.332 joule. Okay. So the total energy at point C is EC equal to EKC plus EPC. Here EKC is 32.668 and EPC is 16.332, and calculating we get 49 joule. So we can say that at point C the total energy of this falling body is 49 joule. So my dear boys, in this time we will try to determine the total energy at point D. Here you see that the point D is situated at height h, and we know that h equal to 66.6367 meter. Okay. And here the object is travel s prime minus 66.67. Here s prime is our total height, and that is 100 meter. Okay. Now total energy at point D is ED equal to EKD plus EPD. Okay. Now kinetic energy at point D is EKD equal to half of mv square. Here is also we know that at highest point the velocity will be 0. Okay. So this will be 0 and 2 cancel. So we can write mg into s prime minus 66.67. So putting this value of this parameter and calculating, we get 16.332 joule. Okay. Now potential energy at point D is EPD equal to mgh. Okay. Because here the object D is situated at the height of h from ground. Okay. So putting this value of this parameter, we can get 32.668 joule. Okay. So the total energy at point D is 16.332 plus 32.668, and that is 49 joule. And in our previous section of this math, we get the total energy at point E is 49 joule. So we can say that the total energy at point C and D remain same. Okay. So my dear boys, this is our solution for question number D. Okay. And this is all for today. In our next lecture, we will try to solve another creative question. Okay. So until then, thank you.